Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tabitha and today we are going to talk about stock market investing. How do you apply compound interest when you are investing in the stock market? And before we go there, we have to define the differences between the compound interest and the simple interest, and which one really suit which activities, because we have different type of financial activities. So if you're new to this channel, please subscribe for more videos and I will appreciate your business and your support. So all the ideas that we are going to discuss today are going to come out of this book called The Single Best Investment. So it's by Lowell Miller. It's an old book, but most of the ideas are still being used up to date. And so far, so good. I've been applying some of these ideas in my own financial journey. So let's look at the agendas of today and all the topic that we are going to go through. And from here, maybe we can decide if you continue with the video or not. But I urge you that you continue with the video because it's going to have a very, very, very good information that you can apply in your own finance. So first of all is compound interest versus simple interest. And we are not going to go into much detail because we just want to draw the differences and which one should you use where and when. Because most of the time we lose money in a very indirect manner, but we don't know. It's in a space where you should use simple interest, you're using compound interest. Another one would be factors to consider for compound interest, and why should you be very patient for you to grow that wealth that you want to build with the compound interest. The recommendation and benefit of compound and simple interest. So where will you benefit if you use simple interest, and where will you benefit when you use compound interest? Applied compound dividend. So in the stock market, how do you really use the compound interest? So is the dividend that you get paid, how do you make it compounding over time? So now let's look at this as the compound investment factors. What are some of the things that you have to keep in mind are things like times. So if you're someone who just want things now, and then maybe building wealth through compound interest is not going to be your cup of tea. Maybe you can go do crypto or maybe some other like volatile type of investment that really are very risky too. But this one takes time. So it has to take time. It has to be built as a system that will really, really help you achieve that well. So you're never going to be moving in cycle every now and then. Because some of these quick investments that give you like get rich quick, it's just up and down all the time. Maybe today you're broke, next time you have money. But the compounding investing is more of a solid and permanent machine that you want to work to build for your life time and your future and even the present, because some of this compounding machine that you build, investments that you build, can pay you monthly or even quarterly. So you can use it in the present as you grow it for the future. Long term, you're investing long term, but you're enjoying that payment every time, unless if you want to keep reinvesting your dividend every now and then. So the growth take time. Now let's look at more information on compounding investing. So things like you have to be the time that we have already talked about, the patience. So you have to like really sacrifice some things temporary so you can build that. You have that resources, right kind of stock. So it's not all stocks that qualify to be in the compounding investing. So not every stocks. So stocks for me, the stock that only pay dividends are the one that I use in the compounding investment. And the other one, like growth stocks, I put them in some short-term investing or trading. But the only one that goes there is the one that pay dividend. Find businesses with reliable growth that will share that growth with its owners. So this one is like based on like how do you select the companies that you are investing in. So you have to see that companies that has been in business for a while and they're doing real business, and you also hope and you have all some supportive data that this company is going to leave for the next 200 years or stuff like that. Okay. So more on this investment, compounding investment. So it's like the way, if you understand it, it's become more easier because it takes time, you have to be patient. Then you have to select companies that really are reliable and they have that growth, and you hope the future is going to be bright for them. And some stocks that you invest in, like funds, those one are more secure than individual companies. But sometimes some individual companies are very good when it comes to you including them in the compounding investment. So the money generated new money when you are in that compounding investment type. The money become fruitful. It's like the dividend that you earn today or the interest that you earn today will be your principal next season, and then it will earn more money. It's like if you put 1,000 inside and then you earn 100 interest, so you add that onto that and then become 1,100. So what you will get paid on next time, it will be 1,100. So it become fruitful every now and then as you grow and maintain your stability of your machine, compounding machine. Each time compound interest is earned, it makes more money too. Yes. So now let's look at the simple interest and why most investors would prefer compound interest instead. So let's take, for example, I have $1,000 with return of 10% per year for 10 years. So we are not going here to go into math detail, but I will just give you a sneak peek of what it will look like, and we will understand where we should use simple interest. So the formula for simple interest is like you take that principal times the rate times the end, and you get the simple interest for that season. So you have every month, every year, you will be earning something to do with 100 bucks, and then 100 bucks, it will be fixed every year for all those 10 years. So you're only getting 100 bucks, and that 100 bucks does not earn anything on it. It's just the principal. You still paid by the original principal that you got before. Then your fixed interest that you're getting that season, every year, is going to add up, and then at the end of the time, you will get the interest plus your principal that you got before. P become the principal, R is the interest, and N is the term of investment or the loan, which is the 10 years, right? Is the 10%, principal is the 1,000 that you put in. So when you calculate this one, you are going to get $100 a year for 10 years. So that would give you $1,000. So the rate of return, the amount that you get on your 1,000 after 10 years will be $1,000. So you will go home with $2,000, your original investment and your interest. So does that one mean like your money does not grow that much and you are at risk of inflation? Because maybe after 10 years, that $1,000 of yours that you put in this kind of investment that pay you simple interest could have buy you more before in the earlier year than after 10 years. So if it doesn't grow to keep up with the if it doesn't grow to keep up with the inflation, and then you are losing money indirect when it comes to buying power. So the total sum that you will go home with, it will be 2,000. So now let's look at where do you use simple interest? Where does it benefit you? Because in the investing and wealth growth, I don't think it benefit you that much. You end up losing indirectly when it comes to the buying power of your money. Because after 10 years, if you're only getting $1,000, so your $1,000 that you save or you save in that kind of environment is only giving you less good that you could have buy early years. So as we speak now, the simple interest is good for borrowers. So if you go there and you're buying automobile, you're taking automobile loans, so make sure it is having a simple interest because that will help you pay off earlier than um, than the normal loan that has a compound interest. So and then personal loans like payday loan have fixed interest, which is simple interest, but sometimes they charge so high, so maybe it's not option for like many people. But payday loans have simple interest. The less growth, it give you that less growth for wealth building. So many people will not choose simple interest because they want their money to grow so that they can be able to afford items in the near future after 10 years, after 5 years. So it's not good for wealth building, but it's good for automobile if you're a borrower. Now let's look at the compound interest. So why is compound interest and who use compound interest? When do you use compound interest? So compound interest is more of the interest that you earn is also earning money as you go on the way. So the principal, the growth come more than the simple interest. So the compound returns are reinvested. Compound investing is better because interest can earn money too. So that's the truth. So it happened like that. You earn interest as you go. Your interest earn more money as you grow. So let's look at the formula for compound interest. And we are not focusing more on the formula, but we are focusing more on the behavioral way of you using compound interest to benefit you when it comes to wealth building instead of simple interest. So here, the A represents the amount, the final amount. P is the principal, 1 plus R over N and bracket NT. So this R is the rate that you are given. N is the number of compounding. So in finance, there is like a way they do this stuff. So there is compounding yearly, which means this N will only be 1. If there is quarterly compounding, and then this N is going to be 4. And if there is like monthly compounding, and then this N is going to be 12. So in your formula, this R divided by 4 or divided by 1, divided by 12, divided by 4, right? Or maybe semi-monthly, something like that. And then that N, you take that 1 time is at the time, maybe 10 years, 5 years, or 4 times 12 years, um, 12 times 5 years, stuff like that. So if you know how to separate this formula, and then it will be easy for you to calculate for people who are interested in the calculation. And then after you get the final amount, you take the final amount minus the principal, and you get the interest that you had during that time period that you wait. Initial principal balance, that's the P. A is the amount. R is the interest rate, and the number time the interest is applied. That is, could be yearly, quarterly, monthly, and those things. Time is the time period that you're going to wait for your investment to grow. So we're going to just brush over and take you to who uses compound interest and where should you use the compound interest. So if it's you have that $1,000 and with 10% return, these are like very simplified example, because in real life nobody give you 10% per year. Most banks they give 1.8. So compounded yearly. So it's compounded yearly and for 10 years. Assume interest hand is reinvested. So you are looking for A, the total amount after 10 years. And then P is $1,000. R is 10%, which you converted into decimal early, so you don't get confused in later. And then the N is 1 because it is being compounded yearly. One time. That interest is being paid one time. Some companies they pay those interests 4 times a year, 12 times a year, those stuff. And this is the time is 10 years. So you have 10 years here. So when you plug your stuff in and make your division and multiplication, addition, and all those stuff, so you end up getting your answers. So if you know basic math, you can divide this one first, add it to that, and then raise to the power 10, and then you now multiply it with 1,000. And you get the price of 2,594. So that becomes the total amount that you will get after 10 years. We can clearly see that this one is more than the 2,000 for simple interest. So which means compound interest is more growth than simple interest. So now if you want to know how much interest did you have on your $1,000, you will take the amount, the total amount after 10 years minus $1,000. So you get 1,594. So which means the earnings and the earnings have been growing for up to 59%, which is higher than the 10% that you originally took. So the power of compounding, that magic, it works because the interest you had was also earning interest, and then the another interest, it add on, and add on, become cumulative. Over time, it grows all together. So it's like 59% growth, which is very high. There's no companies that are always willing to give that high growth. So you have to look for yourself and find where you can really apply compounding interest, so for your own good. So now let's look at the really clear visual presentation of these two. So the middle one is the reinvested cumulative total, which is representing the compound interest. You see every total amount at every year is like more and more and more. So for simple interest is you can see the difference clearly, that you are adding interest of 100 every year, fix 100, fix 100. But this one, the numbers is changing because the interest that you are earning too is also earning money. So it grows as you go, grows, which is more than the the simple interest. So you end up with 2,594, and for the simple interest, you only end up with 2,000. So in this case, when it comes to investing and growing wealth, you have to choose compound interest, not simple interest. Because simple interest, you will earn less and you will end up suffering inflation risk. But here, at least your investment are going to be growing. Compound interest is that. So now let's look at where do you benefit as individual who is using compound interest and who uses it and where do they use it? Where do companies use it? And should you avoid it so you don't have to be paying so much interest if you're borrowing money? And also, should you use it, pick it, so you can grow your money more than the simple interest? So people is good for investors. So people want to build wealth is good for them because as we already see that it grows more than the simple interest. So the deposit account, maybe your deposit account, some of your deposit account also had compound interest, which is good because it will help you to grow it more. Yeah, you can't easily pay off credit card or line of credit if they have a compound interest. So if you're borrowing money and you're using credit card, maybe some credit card and line of credit are already fixed to only reflect compound interest, and there's nothing you can do about it. So in this case, you can now, right, when we see options of other companies that give simple interest on the loan. So there's more growth for wealth building. So use compound interest for wealth building and investing, and use simple interest when you are trying to borrow money. So it's much easier. You will save money while borrowing, and you also will grow your wealth while investing. So now, how do you see this thing being applied in the stock market? How do you really see it? So in the stock market, people use it in different ways. There are those who are investing, those who are trading, and different type of tradings are there. So if you're investing, so how do you apply this compounding concept? So in the way that you apply it is that if you have to open account. So in Canada, there are different type of account that you can use for investing, and they have different rules. So there is cash account and there is also marginal account, TFSA, RSP, RESP, and those that. So in my opinion, I pick TFSA because if you still growing and your account is small, you are not over your limit of TFSA contribution, and then you should protect your gain and your growth because they will not be taxed if they are in your TFSA as compared to cash account. So you choose TFSA unless if you now become rich and you're going over your limit. So maybe that's when you will use the other alternative like cash account or marginal account to invest in. But investing but now for me is TFSA. Then now, how do you now do it after you choose the account? So what's next? So the next step will be like the stock to invest in. So for investing, in my way of arranging my thing, if I'm investing, the stocks that only go into that account is for dividend stocks that I know I'm going to keep them for a while. So why not collect that dividend every month or quarterly? So that dividend every month and quarterly, if you now reinvest it and then you're achieving the compound interest magic, right? So you hand it today, you grow, you buy another share, you hand it tomorrow, you buy 2 shares, you hand it the next day, you add 3 more shares. So you're compounding as you go. And the more you increase the value or the number of shares that you own, the more dividend that you gained. And then maybe later on, once you achieve the goal, you might stop reinvesting and start enjoying the dividend in this present time. So those stocks that I choose are things like exchange traded fund, which is ETFs. So they are funds, they're more stable, they are safe, and an individual stock of my choice or your choice. So what companies or which other companies are you comfortable putting your money in and why? So you do your own research, do your own fundamental analysis on these companies, because these are things that you are going to keep for long. So anything can happen on the way. So what makes you comfortable, and how are you going to react if anything, some storm came and then the company that you invest in just is wiped out? So how are you going to react? So this type of investing, or investing in general, is more of a psychological stability than than making money itself. So once you understand and your psychology stable enough to manage your risk and make your decision, you can benefit here and there and make profit and be better off than you not doing anything or not participating in the market. So that is clear like that. So more on that. So you have already opened the account, you choose the stocks that you're going to buy. For me, example are ETFs and individual stock of my choice. I love BMO, so it become my individual stocks of my choice. And I also love CN, the Canadian Railway. So those companies are good. So in my opinion, or based on my analysis, so I can do that. You can choose to reinvest your dividend or use it, and you continue to invest, put more money into the account. You buy stock when the price goes down. Why? Because if the price goes down, you will be able to buy more shares. And when you have more shares, there will be more dividend coming into your account. And you can reinvest and you can achieve that compounding effect quickly than you not reinvesting it. Or if you don't want to reinvest it, you can use it, but continue to top it up anytime you get money and continue to grow your account. You can move from $2 a month to $20 a month to $50 a month to $100 a month to $500 a month. So it's something that you have to be compounding. If you believe in wealth building and you have ever read the book called The Richest Man in Babylon, and then this is the same concept that they were using. And when it comes to wealth building, it takes time, but you are like building orchard from the seed, right? So here, no stop loss is placed because you are running a long-term game. So it's a long-term game. The price will be fluctuating. There will be even a time where it will feel like it's going to crash. It's near the low. But still, if it's a company that you believe in, you won't have to sell it and lose money. So you have to keep it until it recovers, and then you continue collecting your dividend. So if you like and enjoy this video, please subscribe for more videos, and I will appreciate your support. Thank you.